Recording will start soon.
And we're recording. Welcome back to episode 5 of the Disney Dudes podcast. Dun dun dun.
Oh, dun dun dun. Welcome back. What episode are we looking at tonight? It's tonight where we are.
So this is episode 5, and we are going through the defunct rides, our top defunct rides at Disney World.
So you did 5, right?
I have.
You said you probably
I have
have 50.
10. I have 10 or 9 or 10, but we can do 5 because.
Okay, you did a top 10. Did you do
Yeah.
a top 10?
I did.
Can you do a top 5? You did a top 10.
I can do a top 5. Yeah, I can do a top 5.
I could do a top. I do have some honorable mentions.
I would say, yeah.
I have two, but I mean, I can talk about if you mention, even if you went, these are my top 10. I could on the fly rank those bottom 5, or at least 6 through 10. But either way, let's do, and that'll be kind of a teaser towards the end of the episode. I guess we can do our top 5 and then be like, well, crap, is that it? I want more. Yeah, I want the bottom 5. Like who doesn't want the top 5 first?
Yeah,
you tell me. So
that's true.
Anyway, so two things that I wanted to recap on before we jump in, and I do have a history of talking and doing. The feedback that I've gotten specifically from my family with my impressions has not been that great. So I'm not going to do them. Okay? But I will say the Arnold one was not good. So anyway, a couple of things. We do have a contest going on. And Taylor, would you like to elaborate on that contest?
Sure. So it is the Mount Rushmore contest, Disney Dudes podcast Mount Rushmore contest. We would like for you to like and comment on our Instagram page, and there's 2 posts up right now that you can comment on. You can comment on either of them, but like and comment. You do that, you are into chance to win.
Oh no! And see, even you can still see that T-shirt at light speed.
Exactly.
I mean, he's at ludicrous speed, and you can see
exactly. It. So we're trying to figure out who had the best Mount Rushmore from the MGM rides. I mean, as of right now, I'm winning still.
It's kind of
it's
rhetorical.
Very it's very close.
It's rhetorical, and if you go about it alphabetically, you pretty much have one winner, and it doesn't mean. And see, Taylor, are you used to moral victories? Is that something you've kind of prepared yourself for?
Yes, because I'm married.
Oh, Caitlin, I feel for you. You have to live with this monster. I know that Emily would say, "Man, he's so attractive and just does everything, and he's so strong and can lift a car, and he's I just faint every time I see him." I get it. Sorry.
About me?
Ooh. Look at that.
That COVID brain right there. So for y'all that don't know, obviously, I think that's everybody that's listening. My wife, my little girl, and I have all had COVID in the past week and a half.
Yeah.
I got it last, and so I'm getting ready to get out of my quarantine tomorrow. Hallelujah. Yeah. So if I sound congested, if I cough, there you go. But back to the Disney Dudes Mount Rushmore podcast.
Let's talk about COVID and keep it political. So, but no, we had that contest going on. I don't know what the vote tally was 5-4
in favor of
in your favor.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's pretty close. And I'm kind of surprised because you had this hot ticket because you have Rise of the Resistance and Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror.
You have those two. And
yeah.
Yeah.
And the first comment was, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Indiana Jones and the Toy Story Mania." The one that I didn't even really think that were. I mean, Indiana Jones is fantastic, but that's just my opinion.
It's kind Indiana Jones is kind of a hybrid, but
Yeah.
that being said, I can't believe that my 4 have carried this much weight.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm confident in my choices, but at the same time, you need to know that I was prepared for my top 5, but I didn't understand all the rules in regards to you pick one, that's it, like a lottery. I knew that, but I didn't think about it fully. And you're like, oh wait, that sucks for you. But what actually kind of sucks, and even if it is a moral victory for me, the fact that it's 5-4 right now with the rides you pick.
That's a moral victory for you. That should be.
That well, I mean,
that really should be.
Anyway, so that being said, doing pretty good there. We still have the Disney Dude podcast challenges going on. Take us on vacation. When we hit 2,000, we will be doing a giveaway for that 2,000th follower on Instagram. But we're working on that. We're getting on, gosh, we're about 800 away. And I'll be honest, we've been doing this about a month now. That's pretty daggum good. That's pretty. That's not bad at all. That's got to be commendable. So,
big time.
But top 5 rides that are now defunct at Walt Disney World, and for my criteria, and I'm gearing up. These are rides that I actually rode, unlike someone.
Same here.
Same here. Good. You actually adhered to the rules, and he left the screen. I know he can still hear me. This is not okay. Dead air. Oh, he's back. Sorry,
I'm back.
I know everybody just held their breath in complete shock and awe whenever you walked away. But no, there was one ride I seem to remember from last week's episode that you rode, and you said you loved it. It was the thrill of a lifetime. Rock and roller coaster. Didn't you? You said you rode that, right?
Never ridden it. Yeah, no, never ridden it.
Wow. That was one of your top 5 or 4 Mount Rushmore.
No, it was not.
I'm kidding. I said if hypothetically.
Oh, yeah, if. Yeah.
And I made that comment last week.
I'm not gonna.
No, you're gonna.
I'm not gonna
put keeping it authentic.
Yeah.
I'm here for the real talk.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it real.
I understand. I'm not gonna do that.
Keeping it
that's no, not gonna
keeping it real. All right. So do you wanna? So I went first last time, and I know for a fact you set me up, you mother trucker. You set me up. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because you had, so it's literally not game, set, match. It is Ace Taylor. Because in that kind of like dadgum whatever, you read my cards. You're like, I've got Tower of Terror. I've got Rise of the Resistance. These are in my back pocket, and he did not choose them.
I gave you an opportunity. I gave you an opportunity to take Rise of the Resistance. You did not. Think about it.
Yet again. I'm not pandering. I'm not saying you are, but I'm not pandering to the listeners. I'm keeping it real.
I understand.
Pander. He's the panderer. Anyway, since I went first last time, you go first.
All right. So
go for it.
My top.
Starting with 5.
Starting with
way 5. Up. Yes. Don't work your way down. Let's go in reverse.
5. All right. Starting with 5.
Boom.
All right. Starting with 5. Ellen's Energy Adventure.
It's good stuff. I laugh at your pick, but it's still good. Great pick, but I laugh in your face. Laugh. Me and Bill Nye are staring at you going, we regret every second of the decision to join Ellen DeGeneres on that ride.
Listen, it was It was for Epcot. That was like Epcot's ride because they didn't have any big time roller coaster rides now like they do now. Think about it.
Was that the intention?
No, probably wasn't the intention, but it was Exxon's ride, and they were trying to illuminate or uh, tell people about fossil fuels through Jeopardy and hashtag rest in peace, Alex Trebek.
Gotcha. Okay. You go 5. I go 5. So what else you got for me on 5? So you said, what is the title with? I know with Ellen DeGeneres because everybody
Ellen's
loves
energy ride or energy adventure.
Yeah. I don't know why you're trying to make this yet again political, but that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
So, no. Guess it's more of a Virginia thing as opposed to a South Carolina thing.
Right. If that ride was still in existence, the
Uh-huh.
gas prices might be a little bit lower right now. Just saying.
Okay. That's a hot take, ladies and gentlemen. That's
Yeah,
a t-shirt. If Ellen DeGeneres was still That's it. That's it. That's your t-shirt.
We could have a store.
Well, we should have had a store like 2 years ago, but here we are. Well,
we can have an Etsy store.
We can do better than that. I don't feel like having people wearing prairie dresses and wearing fanny packs, looking up our stuff, going, "That looks great." You sure my puffs will fit in the sleeves of my t-shirt?
Listen, there's nothing wrong with Etsy or an Etsy store.
Okay. Well, whatever brainwashing you've had in the Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
I'm sure our listeners are on Etsy. I love Etsy.
We have had listeners in Pennsylvania. Yeah, and I guarantee they've been near.
If you like Etsy or have used Etsy, vote for Taylor for the Mount Rushmore.
All 2 people that have already voted for me are just going to laugh at you that are watching and or listening to this right now. What a loser. Etsy sucks. Abbott's right. He's our Messiah. No, my number 5 is very similar, but it predates yours.
Okay.
Because I'm all about, I've got you. I've got you. Now, number 5 is the Universe of Energy in Future World. We're talking back starting in 1982, the first time that I rode before Ellen DeGeneres. I rode, yep, you have to be prepared for this. This is my jam, mother trucker. This is my jam. This is my wheelhouse because I remember vivid because I took a deep dive last summer and I'm like, what? I couldn't remember. And this wasn't recently, last summer. I could not remember to save the life of me. I was like, there were dinosaurs at Epcot. I swear to goodness, there were dinosaurs at Epcot, and I cannot remember. And I remember like sitting and moving. And then I felt the humidity and the smells. It was a swamp. And I remember that was one of the first Disney, and I'm talking, I was like probably 6 or 8 years old. So we're still in the 1980s.
Yeah, yes. So before I was born.
Predate. So I remember vividly that type of thing, but it's essentially the exact same ride. The only difference, I think, and I rode both. I have better memories of the show before, and I did ride your pick. So I think our picks are the exact same. But the pre-show.
All right, question. Where was your ride? Same building?
100%, yes.
Okay. So all they did was
just the pre-show. Yeah, it was just they just pretty much slapped Ellen DeGeneres and
Jamie
Lee Curtis, and Jeopardy and Alex Trebek. Yes, that's it. Okay. Because what is it in the middle of like Jeopardy? You hear this like cut, and then behind the scenes, they have Ellen DeGeneres and talking Alex. Blah. So, but yes, essentially the exact same ride. And the pre-show was, I remember the pre-show more for the Ellen DeGeneres version, but for me, it's all about the dinosaurs. So it's essentially the same ride, right?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I remember the dinosaurs from the 1980s and being absolutely transported, enamored, thinking, I mean, I know they're not real dinosaurs, but based on the heat, humidity, smell, those are real dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And I mean, as a kid, I mean, obviously your imagination's gonna, it's, your perspective is skewed.
Yeah.
It's your imagination's gonna run wild. So that's the one that, yeah.
What is it called? Is it called skewed? You've said it every episode so far, so I wanted to see if you're going to say it again. Skewed perception.
Forced perspective.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
That's a visual, not an auditory, my friend. GTFO. But anyway,
Yeah.
Number 4.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, I get 2 in a row. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4 for me was very difficult. In this one, the one that I picked for 4, I scratched it at the last minute, and I put it into my honorable mentions. Number 4 for me, and I remember in the 1980s vividly, like a year after it came out, Captain EO.
So 20,000 Leagues. Oh no.
Captain
Neo or EO.
Captain EO, yes. Captain EO. Michael Jackson.
And you starred with Michael Jackson in that film as a little flying rodent that's on his shoulder.
It was a dinosaur. Okay. But I mean, who's tomato, semantics.
Hey, I've never seen Captain EO, so go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah. So Captain EO, to me, in my limited research that I had, it's a 3D science fiction movie attraction that was unlike anything at the time. Unlike anything in any theme park. And what it did was it actually, little do you know, but what's cool is that I'll ask you this: who created Star Wars initially? He wrote the screenplay. He produced Captain EO. George Lucas developed, and it was directed, the actual, movie itself. The short, it's like a 25 minute. What's that?
Who directed it?
Spielberg? Francis Ford Coppola. No
way.
Francis Ford. Yes, 100%. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. They use 3D because you had 3D. It was one of the first, theater like whatever attractions that had that they use 3D glasses, right? But it was 3D glasses. But what they did was they actually used 4D. It was one of the first few rides that used 4D effects, kind of like what is it? Lord, the ant ride at Animal Kingdom. Help me out. In the Tree of Life. Tough to be a bug. Thank you. Yeah. Like a 4D ride like that, or almost like extraterrestrial alien encounter, right? From Tomorrowland. And I know I'm foreshadowing for you, and I know you are. I can read you like a damn book.
I didn't choose that. I'll go ahead and tell you.
Good for you. I thought about it, but anyway, let's show. But for me, Captain EO was amazing. Now,
that's good.
Despite your thoughts on Michael Jackson here, there, whatever, but I thought it was interesting looking at some of the research on the internet. And believe me, it's just like a quick little Google check, Google search. But they actually, when Michael Jackson died in 2010, they actually brought it back. And I know they didn't bring it back to Epcot because originally it was at Epcot. Do you know where it was? Where they showed it at Epcot? Do you know?
Was it in
Go for it.
Was it in the pyramids, the glass pyramids?
No, Journey into Imagination with Figment.
Yeah.
No, near there, like next to it, where they do the Pixar short film.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? If you're walking out of the land,
yes,
you see it off to the right where Figment is,
and
all that. The pier in the reverse water fountain right there. It's kind of to the right of Figment. You can
Gotcha.
easily miss it. That's where Captain EO was. Yeah. Because Journey into Imagination's been around since the early 90s, ever since like right after Captain EO premiered.
Gotcha.
You know? So now you may be 100% like on the money with that, where it was housed there, but the theater itself was where they premiere all the Pixar like short films.
Wow. Cool.
At Epcot. They have and it's not a big sign. It's not easily advertised, but yeah. Captain EO, I remember vividly the 3D, and they would kind of spray water at you, and it wasn't anything intense, but I mean, you're looking in the 1980s, you know? I mean, give me an absolute break. I mean, that type of stuff, 3D with a little bit of like just any kind of like tangible interaction is going to blow your mind, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. But yeah, so that's my 4, Captain EO.
All right.
And anybody can watch that video on YouTube. It's cool. So.
My number 4. 20,000 Leagues. Let's see. Magic Kingdom.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I mean, I remember going past that when I was a little kid. Like, what is that? It's still there. What is that thing? And all of a sudden, the next time I go back, it's gone.
How old were you?
What do you mean, how old was I?
Yeah, because it closed in 94.
Yeah, I know. I went like, I think 93 was like the first. No, I went 91 or 92 for my first trip.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, we have a live caller.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Are you recording?
We are recording. How are you?
Good. I'm on my way home with
Here. The comatose child, right? He's out for the count. We'll give some very minute, minimal background information. But yeah,
You
say
doing
hi.
all right?
Hi. No, she can't hear you, Taylor, because you're in my Bluetooth. Yep. But no, Taylor says hi. And yeah, this is
Mason,
live.
okay.
Yep.
I will let y'all go. I will
Where?
let y'all do your thing.
But Mason's fine, right? Mason is fine.
Asleep. He's asleep and fine.
And sutured up.
Yep, sutured up. 4 stitches.
Wow. Okay. Was it that bad?
Yeah.
Hey, people.
He had to push the nail back in.
He had to push the nail back in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is live coming at you. And look at the... Okay. Vomit stays in the mouth. Anyway, wine's ready. Come on home. Happy anniversary. It is my 15th wedding anniversary, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, little real yay. It is exactly how you celebrate. Grab from Greenville back to Spartanburg. Where are you at now?
Still in Greenville. So I'll see you in about a half hour.
Sounds good. We'll be done by then. Love you. Bye. Assuming. Yeah. So we don't have to give too much backstory. And I'd love to completely trump whatever momentum Taylor had going in that situation, but my youngest of 3.
This is more important.
Yeah, thank you. You know what? I appreciate that. That goes a long way. That's actually shocking for you to hear you say that. I'm kidding. No, my youngest son, he's 6. He finished his last day at kindergarten is tomorrow, but he had his award ceremony at school today. He goes to Catholic school here in Spartanburg, and he held it, and I have more questions about this, but whatever. He ran to go to the bathroom after this award ceremony. I had to work. My wife had to work. We could not be there. So his grandparents, my in-laws, came from Greenville to Spartanburg, only like a 30-minute drive. Easy, hop, skip, and a jump. As on his way. And I think there's more to the story that I don't know based on the injury itself. I sent the text, sent the picture. It's to Taylor. It's horrific is an understatement. It's gnarly. Anyway, That being the case, they had to take him all the way to Greenville. Luckily, my brother-in-law is a pediatric orthopedic surgeon. He sutured him up, fixed him up, had to put the nail back in place, but he's all good.
I thought I saw bones
good as
in the
new.
picture, I'm not gonna lie. I showed it to Caitlin, and Caitlin was like, "No, it's not," and she was like, "I think." I was like, "I'm pretty sure that's where it is," and she's like, "Actually, you right there.
That's bone.
You see it?"
I just zoomed in on the picture. It's bone.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are you for real? That's not bone. That's not a break. If he was able to suture back up.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Stick it
matter.
up.
Like I'm looking at no, that's not no. Let me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Well,
show
hey,
it.
let's.
I'm not gonna show
No,
it. But
I'm getting queasy. Yes.
underneath the nail.
Yes. I know. I saw it.
Underneath the nail.
That's
That
called
looks like
white blood cells. White blood cells building up because my son's like a super child, so it kind of goes
So-
along with the genetics. Yeah, probably bone. Gross. Drinks a lot of milk. Thank God. So
Yeah.
anyway, number 3.
yes. Hold on, real quick. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I
Oh,
wrote.
sorry,
I
4.
went
I'm sorry.
past it. No, you're good.
Sorry about
you're
that.
Good. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I went past it a couple times, and then it was
Yeah.
gone. End of discussion. So
Okay.
you just see, and I have some blueprints of that as well. So it's kind of cool. But
Cool.
yeah, but number 3, main thing. Number 3.
I have one side question. We're still doing pretty good on time. What is the name of the ship that you would ride on 20,000 Leagues of the Sea? And this is not like, if you don't know it, believe me, most people are like, and they do have a hidden one of these on Little Mermaid, the grotto, Little Mermaid's grotto. The what?
The Voyager, right?
Nautilus.
The Nautilus. Oh yeah, that's true.
Because they have a life-size one beside the Space Mountain version, or the version of Space Mountain and it's just display, purely display. And there's a whole backstory behind it in the inspiration for it at Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, and if you watch
so
Disney
cool.
Plus, they have a big thing about it as well. I'm pretty sure when they talk about Space
Okay.
Mountain. Maybe.
Oh yeah. How it originated in Disneyland.
Because they were talking about like Jules Vernon and I lost my train of thought, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So
okay. So
number 3. All right. The studio backlot tour.
It's good.
Number 1, anytime you can go see where they filmed Golden Girls. Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
at least the house, the facade of the house.
The facade of the house.
Yeah.
The street. It's kind of cool, but also it took you. It was just for a little kid, as myself, when it was in existence.
Mm-hmm.
It was just cool being able to see how the movies were made.
Yep.
It was just a really cool thing. And granted, do they even still have the lights, camera, action stunt show?
No, they have no. And that was the interim time that I did not go to Disney. I never experienced that. And I've heard things. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I would honestly group both of those together, but the studio backlot tour takes the cake.
Yeah.
As far as fantastic,
nostalgia.
Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah. Better memories from Yeah. Okay.
So
now my number 3 is exactly the same thing. The backlot tour that ran from 1989 to 2014. And Lord knows, I wish, and I watched I want to say it was live, but not a live video of the Great Movie Ride. The last time they wrote it, or the last month, this last a live in 2017. And I wish there's got to be a video and you can watch a video, whatever, at least of the emotion behind the last backlot tour ride.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Because I mean, I rode that maybe 3-4 times.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
It
when it was
was a
still
must.
going, and it was everything about it was from touring. You know, seeing the Golden Girls house, and I have to go back and watch a video, and I guarantee because I haven't done it in. I mean, it's been what? I mean, 90. I mean, for me at least 94, 93, or 90. No, 90 would have been 94, 95 last time I ever rode it. Or no, when it was still MGM, 92. But anyway, that being the case, say it again.
Here is the very last studio backlot tour at Disney's Hollywood Studios on YouTube.
Okay.
Attractions Magazine has it. And then also there's a whole thing about Disney's abandoned backlot tour. If you just search studio backlot tour Disney,
Yep.
It'll come up. Disney World will come up. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow.
Cool.
Watch that.
So given all that, but the thing that I love most about the backlot tour is not just that, but you pull up to this because you actually got to see behind the scenes of the sitcoms that they filmed, right? Like, I'm trying to remember, like Tool Time, right? Tool Time, or no, sorry. What is it? Home Improvement? Yeah, they filmed Home Improvement. Yeah,
really.
Home Improvement, and there were other shows.
I remember the movies like 101 Dalmatians with Glenn Close. They show the costumes and stuff like that. Like that was cool to me because
they would take you through the studio. That's right. They take you through on the tram. You go through like the warehouse,
and then you would stop and you'd get out and you'd walk. And that was where that's all
you would walk and get out, and then you would go to the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground.
Exactly.
That is the one that I have the absolute best memories of that one.
Yeah.
That one just, that immersed everything. But for me,
go ahead and say that's honorable mention for me, but yeah.
That's fine. But backlot tour overall, being just absolute amazing memories. So number two for me that I remember vividly, that was much larger than the Disneyland version, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. If I can get the words out, that's a whole nother like accomplishment right there. But no, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea it was one of the almost opening day attractions for Disneyland. Opened in October 14th of 71, ran till September 5th of 94. But I remember I got to ride it. I probably got to ride it twice.
Wow.
When I was a kid. I got to ride it twice. I went to Disney World when I was in 3rd grade. So that would have been 1987, then 1989. Right. And the cool thing about 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was it'll on the outside, yet again, forced perspective. That is my requirement. It's called batting 1,000. It's called a streak. But by the forced perspective, when you walk into the ride, I don't remember too much about that, but I know they have videos of it. I'm sure on YouTube. But you walk up to it, you get into your Nautilus, but no matter where you're sitting, you have your convex window, right, to look out. And they immerse you. I mean, you're like, 3 feet underwater, 5 feet underwater, if that much. But what's so cool is that it's on a track, and they have the animatronics not just moving electronically, but the ebb and flow of the water forces them to move in a way that makes it look natural. Yep. And every transition to a new scene, they would have bubbles. They would have bubbles come over the window, and the music would change, and the lighting inside the Nautilus would change as well. And I remember being fascinated by all the bubbles and then seeing something brand new.
Do you remember where it was located?
Yes, in Fantasyland, where the Little Mermaid ride is, and going towards where Beauty and the Beast, yeah. Be Our Guest.
and
Yeah.
the Seven Doors Mine Train.
Mine
Like, it was
Train. Yeah.
huge.
It was huge. Yes. In the Walt Disney World version of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea they basically took everything they had improved upon the ride at Disneyland, right? Because it was so big, it attracted so much attention. It was a big ticket item for years, for decades, for at least 20 years at Magic Kingdom in Disney World. So 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I can tell you, I just remember the bubbles on the window, looking out the window as a kid. That just because you're like distracted by the bubbles, and then they go away. They naturally dissipate. We've hit 30 minutes. We're doing better, a whole lot better. We're halfway because we're 120 minutes last time. We have to go 145. You're welcome. But the transition from the bubbles to the next scene is cool. Mermaids, the whole. But anyway, great ride. Number 2 for me. What you got?
All right, my number 2. I did some research about what other people's top rides were.
Sure.
Horizons. I never rode Horizon. And people have said that's a top ride that everybody should ride. I can't say that because I never rode it. It looked pretty cool.
I want to let you know, it's amazing. I remember it. I don't remember where it was at Epcot. I'd have to read. I mean, as a kid, but I remember riding it. It's awesome.
And then and I'll go ahead and tell you, like, Body Wars. I remember my dad and my grandfather. One of the only 2 times they went to Disney World, they both got sicker than dogs because of the motion sickness of it.
Yep.
But I'm not picking either of those. So my second pick is Maelstrom from the Norwegian country ride.
Yes.
What is now Frozen Ever After.
Yes.
They did a disservice, and that's a hot take. I don't like Frozen Ever After. I like the Maelstrom. It's historic. It was cool. I thought it was really cool. And some things Disney, I understand why Disney did it, because Frozen is a blockbuster in itself, but some things you don't need to change. You can just add on because Disney's got enough land to do it. But same ride mechanism and everything. But
I mean, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of do have little hidden references or Easter eggs to the Maelstrom. And believe me, I rode that ride a handful of times as a kid, and I remember it vividly. The troll with the trolls, at the end that sent you away, in the ride, it looked like you're about to go over the waterfall.
Yes,
and it backs up, and then you all of a sudden go backwards down, and it's the exact same ride like you're saying on Frozen Ever After. But no, you're right. I mean, and believe me, yeah.
And the thing is, I mean, it might be a little bit more sentimental too, because that was one of my grandma's favorite rides and stuff, and that's one we would ride together and stuff like that. But side note, some of the auctions have had stuff from the Maelstrom, however you want to pronounce it. And they have gone outrageous. Like the Viking boat, like the front of the bow of the Viking boats have gone. They're just like cut pieces of wood, but they've gone for like $16,000 a piece. It's crazy. But that's my number 2. So
I'd pay that. I would. I mean, if this work, anybody's gonna. I mean, you can't place a value on a memory.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, people. If somebody's willing to pay the price, they don't care. If they have the money.
Yeah.
It's not just like promoting like wealth and this and that, whatever. But at the same time, if it's worth it to you, who's to argue with you?
True.
And especially when it comes to Disney, we're biased. But
hey, sign it real quick.
Yes.
Yes. The last auction that I looked at happened last weekend, and a original rocket jet vehicle from Disneyland went for $46,000.
Wow.
Then the complete park used original Autotopia car with the original body went for $150,000.
Wow.
The oh my gosh, I can't speak. Enchanted Tiki Room next show, the little plaque went for $34,000.
That's cool. Yeah. What?
Yes. Park ride, Walt Disney World, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which is another possibly honorable mention.
Yeah.
The ride vehicle went for $72,500.
Wow.
And then the gondola from Disneyland went for $135,000.
Wow. It's incredible.
Yeah. So, all right, you're number one.
But my number one. Wow.
Hold on, is it your number one or my number one?
It's your number one.
Oh.
It is, because I went number 2. I went 3-2. Now you go 2-1.
All right. Can't type either.
You can't research while we're trying to film and record.
I'm not. You ready?
Our corrections department. I don't know.
Pretty big movie ride. Hooray for Hollywood. I mean, that is one of the most epic rides that should have never been taken out of Disney World. I mean, the lists, the films that are represented in that thing: Footlight Parade, Singing in the Rain, Mary Poppins, The Public Enemy, The Good, Bad, the Ugly, The Searchers, Alien, Tarzan, Casablanca, Fantasia, The Wizard of Oz, and of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark. You have Indiana Jones and the Millennium Falcon right now. Just think about that.
That makes an appearance. Oh.
But with that being said,
yes.
I mean, that right there, fantastic, well thought out. That was it's one of my favorite rides of all time.
Sure.
And, I might get a lot of criticism from that, but I think a lot of people will understand that and agree with me there.
No, I wouldn't go that far, but I think as a general consensus, it's got to at least be a top 4. Can't be top 5, sure, guaranteed, but at least a top 3, in my opinion, right? So, is there anything else you want to add to your number 1, or add to your number? Anything you want to add to your number 1? No. Anything else you want to add to your number 1?
I mean,
you're good. No.
I mean,
the floor is yours.
There's nothing else I can add because it's so good. It shows so many daggone movies in not only the end scene where they're showing all that, but the props and the costumes that are in the queue.
How long was that ride?
How long was it?
Yeah, from start. Because it moves slow. It's a dark ride. To shoehorn so many movies.
22 minutes.
22. A long ride. That is a long ride.
It's a long ride, but you know something? Is it Minnie or Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad or Railway? Is it
Railway? And if you mispronounce it again, we're gonna have some daggum fighting words. That's a great
50. Listen,
ride.
It is not.
Love that ride. I love that ride. What are you talking about? It's Mickey and Minnie.
Compared to the great big movie ride. Come on now.
Whatever.
You can't call yourself an American cinematography or a cinematic fanatic. See what I did there? If you are saying that ride right there doesn't pull your heartstrings, it's emotional, it's very, very it's sentimental. It's a sentimental thing. 59 animatronics. You can each car
Yeah.
Could fit 72 people or 70 riders per vehicle. Think about that. What other ride on there? Maybe Ellen's Universe of Energy. I don't know.
Can you? Is there a statistic for the number of people that fell asleep on that ride? Is my question.
Hey, you know something?
What?
If you fell asleep by the time you got to Indiana Jones and then the Wild West scene, you woke back up.
Yeah. It's a major gross assumption there. So anyway, your number one is kind of a little bit of a dud.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. I guarantee you, if we post up top 5 rides,
yeah,
I'm gonna win for a second week in a row.
Millennium Falcon. I vote for the Millennium Falcon going through, hyperspace as well.
I think I would win. I think I would win 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row for the best picks. Just saying.
What of moral victories?
Hey, moral victories.
Are you like Stuart Smalley in the mirror? Like, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. Gosh darn it!
I'm not like that, but you know something.
Okay.
Small victories sometimes lead to
they lead to something more. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Tony Robbins. Thank you, Tony Robbins. So,
all right, go ahead.
Number one. Okay. It cracks me up to think you would potentially waste your time with your number one pick. I love many rides. I love many things. But it's hard to narrow down your number one, right? Because you have so many memories, you have so many emotions attached to certain things. And believe me, I thought about Horizons being number one. I thought about the Universe of Energy being number one because of the dinosaurs. Lord knows, I even thought about flippant, annoying Figment is being number one.
Would still I tossed it. Ride.
Say it again.
Figment is still a ride.
Oh yeah, I rode it back in last year in November with my oldest son. He loved it. He had never ridden it. And it had been 15 years, 20 years. No, yeah, it would have been over 20 years since I had ridden it. And I remember the original, Journey into Imagination. Anyway, that's not my number one. But I was mentioning before about Body Wars, potentially Cranium Command, part of the Wonders of Life Pavilion, because it was, Future World, just the one Future World at Epcot. Then you went into the World Showcase, right?
Yes.
Kept it simple instead of now it's like the World of Celebration, the World of blah blah blah, World of they've got like 3 different worlds, and the World Showcase. They're repurposing everything at Epcot,
right?
And I know they've let down more walls now at Epcot, but when I was there last month, they had let down one wall to where you could walk up to the front of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And I took a picture in front of that, the little ship, but that's taken down too. It's amazing in person. And on that run I did, we got to run behind the scenes and run behind it. It was awesome.
Cool.
But anyway, did I mention it was great? I'm gonna keep talking like this. One is, but no. But I did mention before. Everybody's gonna pick the Great Movie Ride, my number one. I love it because it's so boring and it lasts 22 minutes. And I'm going to, but okay, roll your eyes all you want. That's fine. Your opinion is your opinion. I can have an opinion on your opinion of how lame that opinion is, but that's my opinion. Opinions are like,
We're going to be looking for someone to fill this Disney dude spot here in a little bit.
If you want to vote, please feel free. Feel free. You joke. But I did mention before that Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway was a great ride. It's a great ride. I love the ride. It reminds me of the Great Movie Ride, which is my number one pick. The Great Movie Ride, nothing compares. And you already basically described the whole thing to me. Sir, it's called an illusion. It's called a smokescreen. The Great Movie Ride ran from 1989 to 2017. I got to ride it a total of 3 times in my lifetime. I only got to ride it 3 times. I wish I could have ridden it more. Yes, but I remember explicitly everything about it. I remember 2 scenes more than anything else. And this will always stick with me. The Wizard of Oz, right? The Wicked Witch of the East. And her scene, her animatronic, I thought what, and it still would, to me, would be cutting edge today. Her animatronic would trump the shaman. Doing that whole arm wavy thing in the Navi River Ride. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I gotta take a poop. I mean, that's basically what she's doing, trying to conjure up with her because her Metamucil isn't kicking in. Nah. This but no, great movie ride. And I could deduce it, I could do this and that, but it was the greatest dark ride of all time. Nothing will ever compare to it. Alien, I still get nervous thinking about it.
Yeah.
Riding through that because the ride, I feel like, slows down with it. And it was actually interactive with the cast member, especially in the Wizard of Oz scene.
Yeah.
So that's and also Indiana Jones, because they disappear.
It was the Wicked Witch of the West.
The West. I know I said West.
You said East.
I know. East. I was thinking go West. Because I'm the king of wishful thinking, and I was wishfully thinking that you might. I was just trying to make you look good.
Yeah.
Give you a certain corrections corner. But number 1, great movie ride.
Fantastic. I think that's epic. Or let me ask you this: what are your honorable mentions? Because I've got a couple that are not even.
I have 2. I just had 2, and we've already talked about them. We talked about one, but not the other. My 2 honorable mentions are Body Wars and Cranium Command.
Okay.
I remember those vivid, loved them. And I would even say another honorable mention would be Extraterrestrial, Alien Encounter. I rode that once with my father. I did it once. The short time that I never did the Stitch version. Yeah.
I did it once. And,
And not many people can say that because it only ran from 95 to 2003, and then it transitioned to Stitch's Great Escape.
Yeah.
And that was the interim time that I never went.
That's not even there anymore, is it?
No, there's nothing.
Yeah.
They had that whatever gift shop right there on the end.
Yeah. Yep.
Next to what I call the COVID ball, that big concrete ball. That's you can push with your hands. That's the COVID ball.
Yeah.
At least it was.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know what I haven't heard any rumors about them what they would potentially repurpose that into or.
I don't know either, but I rode both of those, and it was the same thing, but it was just a little bit less scary. Stitch, but
sure.
So honorable mentions. I've already said Body Wars, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yep.
I think that the play area was very, very cool.
Yep.
I've got 3 more real quick.
Oh,
number 1 is, or number 3, I would have to do with the Toy Story Pizza Planet. Okay, Toy Story Pizza Planet. That's number 1. Number 2 is the Epcot Home of Tomorrow. And then number 3 is the old-fashioned Toontown, where you could go and interact with the characters in the big circus tent that is next to
Yep. That water play area where the Barnstormer is, and
Dumbo's. I wish they would bring that back for the kids to interact with the characters, but I guess they're not. They repurposed that into a store now, and I mean it's nice when it's hot and you can go in there and relax. But
well, even at Disneyland they got rid of Toontown there too.
See,
completely demolished it. It's going to be another Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway Disneyland version. Yeah, that's what that's going to be. But they are repurposing New Orleans Square at Disneyland. And I know they did a quick refurb of Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland, but I think that's going to open up.
Yes.
It's like any week now, from what I saw.
Yeah.
And that's Disneyland is an absolute bucket list.
Hot take question. Will Johnny Depp continue to be on the ride at Disney World? Will he come back for Pirates of the Caribbean 6?
They've already dropped him.
Yes, but there's petitions out. And this right here talks.
Sure. I mean, never say never. I mean, Disney's known to flip-flop and fold like a daggum cheap suit based on where the money lies. So chances are, sure. I mean, all bet. I mean, you can't. I'm not a betting man, but if I was gonna bet, if that was somebody said, sure, take the bet. It's a guaranteed sure deal. Here, guaranteed. Just try to vote. No.
Yeah.
Because given that, there's no chance. But next week is going to be a little bit different, but a little bit of the same in regards to topic. And I think we did better in regards to time.
Yeah.
But you tell me. But my only question for you is, who's Mickey Mouse's favorite pop star?
Another Disney dad joke. Really?
No, I didn't say that. It's not a forced perspective thing. It's
pop star.
Who's Mickey Mouse's, to round it out, finish up the show, this week's episode, who's Mickey Mouse's favorite pop star?
I know this one. You ready?
Sure.
Down in the meadow with a basket full of good poppins, they're fun to the fields and woods. Hop and the little kitties hopping and swing and ran all over the land.
That's who it is. Gotta be.
You're so close. And yet again, I mean, it literally like slapped you in the face. Literally. Who's Mickey Mouse's favorite pop star? Britney Spears. Now Britney Spears. See the joke. It's a play. I don't.
On words. I got it.
Not Spears, but Ears. Yeah. So I think this is our last episode of the Disney podcast ever. I know you're done. I'm done. But anyway, last thing I wanted to say was,
vote for Taylor.
If I'm a dude
and you're a dude, and she's a dude.
She's a dude. Then
we're all dudes.
Exactly.
And this is the Disney Dudes Podcast, episode 5.
Episode 5. But anyway, I'm Abbott.
I'm Taylor.
And that is
it's a wrap.
The show. That's it. We'll see you next week.
See you.